You know, it's been a while since I've seen a film that has both touched my heart and crushed my soul at the same time. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, and I'm here today to review the animated film Anomalisa. Finally! So the film Anomalisa follows Michael Stone, a self-help author who travels to Cincinnati to speak at a convention for customer service professionals. While there, he meets a very lovely woman named Lisa, and the two of them share a very sweet and intimate moment with each other. Now, this film was written and co-directed by Charlie Kaufman, and for those of you who aren't familiar with this man, you may be familiar with his work, as he has written such famous films as Being John Malkovich, Adaptation, and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, for which he won an Academy Award. With the majority of the scripts he's written being very melancholic in nature, usually focusing on emotionally damaged, withdrawn, self-loathing, and insecure characters. These are not films that you watch to have a good time. They're pretty much Debbie Downers, and that's no exception with Anomalisa. All of the Charlie Kaufman trademarks are in this film. But in doing so, Kaufman has created one of the most personal and emotional films I have seen in a very long time. Like, this film left such a lasting impact on me, guys. And with that said, I should probably delve into the best thing about this film: its story and writing. Not only is the story just engaging throughout, but it does an excellent job at presenting a deep introspective into not only the characters, but the idea of romance and finding one's true love, adding a whole unique spin on the subject matter. And without question, this is one of Charlie Kaufman's realest scripts he has ever done. Now, that is not to say that I'm belittling his other scripts and stories or that they don't contain any real elements in them. They're all great and fantastic, and you should go check them out, and each one does touch upon some real human drama. But in doing so, they kind of approach it in a very quirky and heavily exaggerated fashion. Anomalisa, on the other hand, while it does have its fair share of quirky and exaggerated moments, it's not as rampant as it is in other Kaufman stories and films. It's more reserved and leveled, making this one of Kaufman's most realistic and grounded films. Which is pretty ironic. Kaufman's most realistic film is an animated film. That's actually kind of funny. And speaking of that, the animation used in this film is fantastic. Some of the best stop motion animation I've seen in a while. And I love the choice of using stop motion animation when telling this story. It gives it its own unique style and also helps with the eerie tone of the story. The characters in the film, specifically the two leads, Michael and Lisa, are three-dimensional and dynamic. Not only do they showcase their charms, but they also showcase their faults, making them feel so real and relatable. And the voice acting too? Spot on and very convincing. Everybody did a great job with their deliveries. From Jennifer Jason Leigh as Lisa to David the guy who played Lupin in the Harry Potter films, he did great as Michael, to Tom Noonan, who, I don't want to give away who he voices in the film, but let's just say you hear his voice very prevalently in the film, and he delivers with every single character he voices. And without question, my favorite thing about this film, and you all know me, I'm a sucker for things like this, was the romance between Michael and Lisa. My goodness, it felt so genuine. It felt so heartwarming. It felt so tender. It's one of the most believable and touching romances I've ever seen in a film. And it's so weird for me to say that, as the main character Michael is cheating on his wife with the character Lisa. But the reason I say it feels so real is that there are people out there that are totally unsatisfied in their relationships. They're unsatisfied in their marriages, and they're just walking through life like a zombie with no real emotion or anything. This is the first time that Michael has really felt a connection with somebody on an emotional, on a physical, and on a mental level, and it really showcases here in this really tender moment between the two. There's this whole like 25 to 30 minute scene just with them two, and I was so transfixed on the screen. I could not take my eyes away from it because I just felt the undying chemistry between them. And yes, it does get a bit awkward and it does get a bit weird, but I never felt uncomfortable. I never felt like this feels very, very weird. While I'm watching this, I felt like it was very believable. Like, these are two people that are sharing a very tender moment with each other. And if a film could do that, my friends, is an amazing film. And now that I think about it, this film's story and the romance presented in it feels strangely familiar. It feels like a mix between Lost in Translation and Her. Now, though I think this film as a whole is great, I do have two minor issues with the film. The first one is the pacing, especially in the first 30 minutes. I mean, it drags for quite a long time. You're just waiting for it to get to the point where he meets Lisa so that we can get on with it. We get it. This guy is lonely. He doesn't feel a connection with anybody. He feels isolated. Yeah, we got it. You don't need to spend 30 minutes presenting this to us. Just get to him being with Lisa already. And the last issue that I found with Anomalisa, and you may take this one as a nitpick as it doesn't necessarily detract from the experience of the film or the film itself, but considering who the writer is for this film, it was just so jarring to see him make such a novice screenwriter's mistake. And that's the fact that he literally spells out the message/symbolism of the film to the audience. There is a scene where a character literally says like what the symbolism is or what the message is about the film, and I'm like, really, Charlie? Really? Now again, you could take this as a nitpick, as many films do spell out its messages to its audience, because I guess they think the audience isn't smart enough to get subtlety or subtext. But this is Charlie Kaufman. Charlie Kaufman, one of the best writers working in Hollywood today, who is known for making really deep, thought-provoking stories that he didn't have to spell out, full of subtlety, full of subtext, and he just made the audience just embrace the experience. And to have him kind of spell out what the symbolism of the film was, it was like, why? I feel like maybe the studio made him do that, like, I don't think they're gonna get it, so have like the character say what the symbolism is, what the message is, and then they'll get it. Good job. This is gonna be an Oscar-winning film. Good job, Charlie. And honestly, I felt like there was no need to spell it out, as he did an amazing job at presenting the message and the symbolism visually in the film. I mean, considering this is a visual medium, he utilized it very well. So I didn't understand why he had to spell it out. I mean, I think people could get it just by looking at the film itself. We're not that stupid. But honestly, those minuscule issues do not take away from the fact that this was an incredible film and one of Charlie Kaufman's best works. And after seeing the film, I'm even more upset with the Academy for not nominating it for Best Original Screenplay or Best Picture, as it was definitely deserving. Overall, I'm gonna give this film a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I think that it is one hell of a film and one that you definitely should go check out. But anyway, what did you guys think of this film? Did you like it as much as I did, or did you find it really boring, pretentious, and you just couldn't get into it? And let me know, what is your favorite Charlie Kaufman film? Comment below, let me know. Stay tuned, I probably will have an episode review of Erased coming out later on tonight. And then I got some movie reviews coming out later on. 2 anime reviews next week, as I wasn't able to do it this week. And then the 4 top 10 list I've been promising you guys at the end of this month, with the live chat being on Sunday, January 31st. So until then, guys, if you'd like to see more videos on this channel, be a part of the Black Critic crew, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. And I'm Tony Wilder II, the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.